What's up, YouTube?
Oh, yes. Yeah, that's good.
What's up, YouTube? Good morning. So I've got a bit of Mick Miller here. This is a bit... It's better. I've got a bit of Mick Miller here. He is a comedian who's around probably 70s, 80s, that sort of thing. And somebody a long time ago, I can't remember who it was, I'll put it up if I can find that. Someone put a comment on one of my videos, asked me to do a Mick Miller reaction. I always remember him as being funny. He's most well known for having a bald head and long hair. Hopefully he's also well known for being a good comedian. But yeah, he was good. And this is quite a recent thing from a performance at Butlin's. So apologies, because the audience will be the people who go to Butlin's, obviously. You know, let's dive right in to Mick Miller and see what this is like. It's good, isn't it? It's about to start. Talk amongst yourselves. And
gun down, just put it down, put the gun down. And it went bankrupt after a week, and we think it was a sign, you know, Shatner pants. I hate people that take drugs, you know, customs officers and policemen. Phoned the drugs helpline, I got this woman's voice, and if you want information on cannabis, press hash. Last year in London, there was 100,000 people went marching to legalise cannabis. Can you imagine that? 100,000. They're all marching going, what do we want? Ah, fucking... When do we want it? What? What? I went to this posh bar in London with the wife, and I couldn't believe it. I went a bottle of Bud and a Coke. So I've gone back to the table. The wife said, can you get me a straw? I've gone back to the bar. I said, have you got a straw for the Coke? He said, no, just fucking roll a fiver of them. Well, that London, I couldn't believe it. I thought, once in my life. You know, because we watch all them chefs on the telly. And they're all going bust. Because they've showed us how to fucking do it. I thought, once in my life, I'll do it. So I went in that Gordon Ramsay's. I thought, I'll just go for lunch. Now, the cheapest thing on the menu for lunch was 48 quid. I thought, well, I'm going to go for that on the cheapest thing. And it was boneless chicken. Right? So it arrived. Fucking fried egg. Is there any... Any vegetarians with us? No, they haven't got their energy to put their hand up, have they? Oh, broccoli. Tried it once for a month, being a vegetarian. After the second week, I used to wake up in the morning and start to lean to the light. But there's a world gone mad at what all this gender stuff. That's Sam Smith. He doesn't want to be known as a woman or a man. What's that about? It's not new to me, because I remember as a kid, I was only 14, when I was talking to me Uncle Margaret. And my antihistamine and... I went for a man checkup. How embarrassing was that? A man checkup. So I've gone in. He said, can you lie face down on the bed? I said, face down, please. Can you stick your leg out to the side? Then I heard the snap of the rubber glove. Now this fella's coming at me with a finger. Well, how would you make a conversation? I said, you on Twitter? Anyway, he did what he had to do, and he walked out, and the nurse came in, she said, who was that? I keep rescue dogs. I've got one now, bless him, Charlie. He's 8 months old, bless him, Charlie. He's got an ingrowing tail. And he cost me a fortune because I get him x-rayed every day, see if he's happy. But I must admit, I'm hooked on Lidl. I'm just hooked on it. Thursday, I'm first in the queue, middle aisle. Do you know, I went in my local Lidl. I got all my fresh dog food. I got some wonderful English steak, some nice veg, cakes that are baked daily in the shop. I got some welding goggles, an angle grinder, and a very nice riding hat. They always put a Lidl right next to a council estate, don't they, Lidl's? Right next to a council estate, then they start selling fucking skiing gear. Went to this fortune teller in Blackpool. She had a sign up. She was closed due to unforeseen circumstances.
Good.
No, she was a wonderful woman, this woman. You know, she did your tarot cards. She read your tea leaves. Crystal ball. In fact, she saw 9/11 in a cup of soup, this woman. Wonderful woman. She made a lame man hop. So I said I want my palm read, and she hit it with a spanner. She said, do you believe in reincarnation? I said, no, and I didn't believe it when I was a frog. But all these things now, we've all got pets, haven't we? You reckon now you shouldn't sleep with your pet, you know what I mean? Because, well, I found that out, my goldfish fucking died.
Dodgy camera work, so.
I don't know where these are coming from. Anyway, nice to see you, gang. Must admit, last night you all looked tremendous. First time I've been for a piss with 3 Ewoks and a fucking Oompa Loompa. I was walking back to the chalet and I saw like Scooby-Doo, he was dogging. My first wife, she left me because I drank the waterbed. I live in Blackpool now, fabulous place, beach near the sea. Do you know Blackpool's the only place in Great Britain where a seagull can fly with one wing because it's got a fucking kebab under the other. Blackpool seagull, if it saw a dead fish, you go, what's the fuck that? What's that? There's no batter on it. I've got a mate of mine there, he's got a rock factory. And I saw him 3 weeks ago in the pub. He was really down. I said, what's wrong with you? He said, well, it hasn't been a good season. He said, and you know, Charlie worked for me dad for 20 years and he's worked for me for 20 years. He said, and I've just had to let him go. I said, oh, that's sad. I said, what's wrong with your face? He said, well, I give him 2 weeks' notice. I've got 6 miles of rock with fuck off written through it. Got a mate of mine in Liverpool, he's been in and out of prison all his life. And I saw him a month ago, I having a pint with him, and I said, what are you doing nowadays? He went, hey Mick, I robbed this place last night. He said, I robbed 2 pictures. One picture is worth 1.7 million quid, and the other one's worth 1.9 million quid. He said, come and have a look, they're in my boot. and he's opened his boot. I said, you robbed an estate agent. Has anyone ever been to Blackpool for the lights? Oh, they're good, aren't they, now? There was a fella last Saturday night and he's all over the tram lines, you know, with all the shite he's bought in the day in Blackpool. He's got the blow-up hammer, green necklace lights up in the dark, sponge cowboy hat, and it's raining, he forgot his hat was sponge. He's going smaller and smaller. The tram driver said, look at the state of this, I better stop and give him a lift. So he stopped his tram, he said, Fleetwood, mate. He said, yeah, just follow the tracks. And there's a drunk on the rifles, 5 shots a pound. The first shot this drunk is on. Straight through a teddy bear's head. The stall owner went, what the Second shot. 18-piece dinner service, all over the floor. The stall owner said, put the gun down, just put it down, put the gun down. Put it down, I'll give you any price you want. He said, I'll have a moving tin duck. Because lads, have you ever tried to sneak out on a Friday night for a slight pint without your deal?
Well, what a nice place to end the sorry about that. Oh, that's really good. He's very good. I remember him from, there was a show called The Comedians in, I think, 70s or probably 80s, which used to be on TV. I think it was on a Saturday afternoon, I seem to remember. And they had Bernard Manning and people like Mick Miller and who else would have been on it? God, I don't know. Lots of people. Anyway, you know, those old comedians from those days, because it was those days, so that's why they were on it. They couldn't have Jimmy Carr because he was about 8. But yeah, I used to see him on that. So it's quite nice to see him doing stuff that's a bit rude and a bit swearing, and it was very good. Brilliant one-liners, of course, as you'd expect from sort of his generation, and it was you know, it was good. He did some stuff on drugs. It was a bit, it's a bit edgy, you know. The camera work was a little bit. I mean, look, here, so you're filming something, yeah, you just sit like that, yeah, you just, I've been watching a lot of Limmy, and here's my impression of Limmy. Is that I can't do the accent, but anyway, anyway, so there you go. Yeah, Mick Miller, very good, very good. I assume he's still alive. He looked alive in that clip, pretty much. So he probably is still, because that was, I think it was 2019 I saw. So during, just before COVID, of course. So there you go. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed that. It's quite good to see some of these older comedians, and nice to see one who's still going and still very good. So thank you, Mr. Miller. And I have to say, I actually, because I did a video on Phil Call, Phil Call's wife obviously saw it, and I guess Phil Cole saw it, and yeah, his wife sent me a little message on Twitter. I won't tell you what she said, obviously, but you know, keep that private. But yeah, no, that was really nice. Who knew? So maybe Mick Miller's wife will send me a message and say, thank you. Mick sadly now is paralysed from the neck down. So don't make any jokes like that on your video, please. Again. Thank you. And don't